I'll help you out. Okay. All right, you ready? I'll do it with you. Here, I'll do it with you. Come on. All right, ready?
That's it now?
Yeah, go.
Call to order and roll call, please.
Oh, present. Present. Present.
Present.
Present.
And for everyone to know, this is Hagen Gaia. He is our mayor for the day. We do this once a year, and he has been the honorary one this year. So we were able to go to his class today, talk with his class, go to lunch with some of his classmates, and then now he's going to help us run this meeting. So I told him not to be nervous, but he's probably a little nervous. All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. Please stand for the opening prayer.
Please stand for the opening prayer.
And I think Mr. Jonathan Dunn's going to come forward and speak to our school board member.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Set up a motion to approve the minutes. Just say do it.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for March 4th, 2025?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Biggs, second by Mr. Barker.
Any objection? Seeing none, item passed.
That item passed. I'm going to handle this part now because this gets a little confusing. We have grievances and comments from citizens. This is where we allow anyone to come forward and speak on any particular topic. We will give you up to 3 minutes to speak. We do ask for your name and address. We usually have cards that are filled out, but if you didn't get a chance to fill it out, we'll still take you from the audience since we don't have a big crowd tonight. And if we can't get to if your question is not on the agenda tonight, staff will take your name and address or your name and number and get back with you. Is there anyone here to speak on any particular topic? Yes, sir.
Good evening, City of Arlington. My name is Brad Less. I live at 6599 Ricks Road. It's a 38002 address. I'm here to tell you that I'm running for sheriff in 2026. I've got 30 years of law enforcement experience. I've given these meetings and the briefings to Arlington before. Some of you may recognize my face. I'm just not in uniform. There's a lot that we need to look at from what the sheriff's office has to offer the city of Arlington. So keeping it brief, we can obviously have meetings later on and talk about it as we get closer to that time, but I just wanted to put the name to the face and I've got some pens and cards, and there's a website you can go to, Elect Brad Less Sheriff, or electbradless.com. There's Facebook as well. Just glad to be here, and I think we have some good things to offer. So if anybody didn't get a pen and a card, let me know.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else here to speak? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to communications. First up.
Shelby County Sheriff's Report for the month of March is on file. Arlington Fire Department report for the month of March.
Chief's going to come up and give us that.
Good evening, Mayor, Board, Chief Winfield, filling in for Chief Harville tonight. You get the B team, I apologize. Monthly activity report for the Arlington Fire Department, month of March. Total responses was 104. Total EMS responses was 64. Total fire responses was 40. We had 19 times where we gave mutual aid and only received it 3 times. Calls south of 40 were 25, calls on I-40 were 11. We had a couple of special circumstances calls. We had a 15 to 25 acre grass fire over off Chambers Chapel, which required aid from Shelby County, EMA, and Public Works. We thank them for that. We finally got that under control. It was nice having the drone from EMA to be able to see where it was going. We had one fatality accident at a local industrial business. Completed the final interviews for the assistant chief position and made a job offer that will be forthcoming at a later date. We had 2 members complete Swiftwater technician class with the Memphis Fire Department. So now all 3 shifts have 3 personnel per shift that are Swiftwater certified. We had 2 members complete their fire inspector class and will be testing to certify soon. Opened up the safe room for approximately 30 people during the tornado warning on 3/23. And all of our shifts conducted a walkthrough of Lineage cold storage. The big thing that's we're having the most trouble with right now is we transitioned from a different reporting system into a new reporting system, so it's just all of us getting used to the new way instead of the old way. And we put our MSA air packs in service this past month, so we are no longer in Drager's. Mr. Rand had a few words. I'm going to turn it to her.
Thank you. Sorry to take up your time. Just wanted you to be aware of the amazing work that the men and women who work for the town of Arlington did during this recent event. Lieutenant Winfield mentioned 23 or so showed up on the 23rd of March, but over 160 showed up the first night of this storm. We had 5 days of inundated rain. You had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week, every public works, parks, solid waste, wastewater employees out prepping this town, looking at all your drainage inlets, all of your outlets, making sure every drain was clear. We went street by street and cleared drainage grates, drainage systems, stormwater detention basins. We were as prepared as you could possibly be. Saturday night, thank goodness we saw a little reprieve from the rain on Friday. On Saturday, you were inundated again. On Saturday, Miss Angela Reeder took it upon herself to get on Facebook. She was acting as a real-time dispatch for fire and for public works. So she was listening to citizens on Facebook, getting on the computer and on text messages with Chief Harville, Terry Perkins, David Garrison, giving them real-time information about cars falling in high water, cars that were left stranded in high water, flood streets, exactly what was going on where, and she was able to aid them in getting out in real time and making sure that our feet on the ground were where they needed to be when they needed to be. Luckily, we did not have some of the water in houses that we've had in the past. A lot of that is due to preventative maintenance, but it's also listening to what we've done in the past and improving upon the things that we knew that we could improve upon, and citizens who took it upon themselves to ready their own private property. So spoke to several citizens today who knew the rain was coming, made sure that their yards were open, that the water was flowing through their yards through the entire event. And we could not have asked for a better outcome under the most difficult circumstances all around us. So Arlington fared well. We are still doing after storm cleanup and care. You've got some pretty good sized log jams infrastructure again, pre-storm, post-storm, making sure that we're ready for the next rain event. So I'm just aware that every available person who worked this storm did an outstanding job. Proud of each and every one of them.
Thank you, Mr. Ant, and that includes you. I mean, it starts at the top and works its way down, so we appreciate the work of everyone. I know it was a busy weekend. I was fortunately out of town for part of it, so I was just catching it. I was catching it on Facebook and messages myself, but we left Saturday morning, so I didn't get to see the brunt of Saturday. But Saturday morning when I left, Lake Arlington had receded back, and when I came home yesterday afternoon, it was whitecapping like it was the ocean. So it was pretty amazing. But thank you all. Any comments?
I was just going to ask, did it be close or?
Yeah. All right. If there's no other comments on that, we have, next up we have,
Audit present.
oh, is he not here? So, all right, we're going to cancel this, and we're going to scratch the audit presentation again. Interesting. All right, so, we'll draw, there you go, draw a line through, that's what we do, we just scratch through it.
We can note the findings in the audit.
Pardon me?
I said we can note that there were no findings.
There were no findings in the audit, okay. Okay. He's going to try to come on one of our busiest nights, isn't he? Last time it was raining too, though. Okay. Okay. All right. Next up, we have a few announcements.
Mrs. Howes.
Mrs. Howell. She's our our director.
Thank you. So this week, the calendar kind of cycles through early, so it's this week that we have our luncheon. It usually does not happen on the same week as the mayor. And our speaker is Sharada Green with Blue Oval SK. So if you haven't registered, I encourage you to do that. We're going to have a really big crowd. I RSVP to the caterer. Hope you can come. We are in the middle of Taste Around Arlington. If you have people that ask you about that, you can let them know that all of the rules and all of the prize structure is on the chamber website. So they can go there and find that. And so on the 24th of April, we'll be awarding, the top prize is $500 in gift cards locally. So we're giving, well over $500 more towards like $800 or $900. Friends to part of that. It's a lot of fun. So that's what.
Thank you, Mrs. Howell. Any other committee reports? All right, seeing none. Just a few announcements again. Gracious host Hagan is our mayor for the day. It's been an honor to have that. We do have. I talked to Ms. Howell today that she's working on the summer schedule for. Where they got the schedule. She's working on the sponsors for the Music on the Square. We have Arlington in April, the last Saturday of this month. So it's starting to get into that busy time. While we're at it, even though it's a couple months out, when is the fireworks show this year?
7th.
So June 27th. It will.
Friday night before.
Okay.
You're usually out of town.
Not always, just sometimes. I've left after. I'm not gonna be out of town this year. You watch.
I think we set it up to be the last Friday night before because of availability of fireworks and enough manpower. And
Yeah, I think the 4th is actually on a Friday this year. Yeah, the 4th's on a Friday because my wife and daughter will be out of town that week. That's the reason I know they come back on the 7th. So, well, it's It's summer, that's the way it works.
It's the 22nd.
But I don't have any other announcements. Anybody have any announcements they need to make, or? All right. Write this for him real quick. Moving on.
Do I have a motion to approve to take
The
the
consent agenda.
consent agenda?
My handwriting's
Motion
never.
to approve.
Motion by Mr. Brooks. Second by Mr. Harmon.
Any objection? Motion approved.
All right.
Any old business, Mrs. Hollins? New business. Item A. Mrs. Hollins.
Yes, sir. This is Resolution 2025-14, and this is going to be entering into several contracts that are necessary for Autumn Springs Road design, and staff is available for any questions that you may have. This is in result to the meeting that we had at our last board meeting where we discussed the different options and you guys gave staff direction. So that's what these contracts are for. So staff's available for any questions.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Mr. Barker. Second by Mr. Biggs.
Discussion.
All right, we are now on discussion for item A. Mr. Biggs? I saw it in your eyes, so I was just,
I only had one question. I wasn't here last month, and I apologize when you guys discussed this. I noticed that the roundabout was like 10 feet. It's a 10-foot wide roundabout. Is that correct?
10-foot wide. It's,
The diameter of the roundabout was 10 feet.
it's actually 110 feet. It's a 100,
Okay.
an inscribed circle. And
Okay.
yes,
All right. So, okay, well, that explains something.
and that's the preliminary layout. The criteria will be what will it take for an 18-wheeler to make a full turnaround through it.
Okay, awesome. Because I was concerned when I must have misread. I thought it
We,
said 60 feet.
we may have had a typo in the presentation, but
So it's 110 feet?
it's at least 110. I think maybe closer to 120 right now on the preliminary.
Was the roundabout, the ones that I've seen where they're trying to take traffic on and stuff, some of them like split into 2 lanes. And so you do 1 lane if you're going to take a left, go all the way around. You do the outside lane if you turn right, go straight. Is this gonna be like kind of 2 lanes on each side of the roundabout?
It will just be a one-lane roundabout, and you will enter whichever direction you're going, you'll enter into 1 lane. And you'll either go out the next exit or go around, whichever you prefer. But there shouldn't be enough traffic or speed around this to have a problem with people entering and exiting. But it's a 2-lane roundabout would have been a considerably larger footprint and not needed for traffic.
Major intersection.
Yeah.
On Summit Road, what kind of, when I saw, I wish I could have been here for the discussion, but anyways, I was kind of surprised that Will Harris instead of Summit Road, because Summit Road seems like it would have a lot more traffic. I was kind of wondering what the thought process was.
Okay. I'm not sure if we had that on the map. I can send you a map that shows it. But the first phase of Hawthorne is planning a roundabout at the point right now where Summers Road makes that sharp turn. That will become a roundabout with Summers Road going west and then a new road into Hawthorne going south. That was going to put 2 roundabouts too close together, and they could possibly back up into each other. So we just felt like it would function better to have it at Will Harris.
So Will Harris, I'm assuming Will Harris will have a stop sign, but Summit Road won't, or will it be a 3-way stop?
Summers Road will, you know, it's probably, it's either gonna have to have a stop condition for the new road at Summers or a three-way, one or the other. We'll have to.
Wasn't there a speed reduction type thing closer to the subdivision? I thought, you know, once you got beyond the new part of Hawthorne, right where the lakes and stuff may or may not go, where I thought there was some type of deterrent there.
They're gonna realign Summers Road on the west where it goes down into Hawthorne, the westernmost entrance. It's gonna have a curve, and then the existing road will come in and 90 into it. So it will be like a T intersection there, and then our new road will be like a T intersection into Summers. And we'll just have to, I think, just give some more thought as to how we assign or signal that. We won't signal it, but we'll put either stop for one leg or all three.
This is way down the road, I'm just thinking, the roundabout, is it gonna be designed to, so that the center is open where we can do landscaping and stuff, or is it?
It definitely will be open. There's always a circle in the middle. You have to have a large enough circle for trucks to turn, and that just creates.
I didn't want it to be like some, like pavers or something like that.
I mean, it will be up to the town whether there's some artwork or whether there's some sort of feature or planting, whatever. That's yet to be determined, but I think, and then whether we want to have the developers do something in there or if the town wants to do something. That will all subject to negotiations, I think.
Usually do something to soften it up, to make it a little slower.
I-
I want to compliment, I mean, you guys, all three of y'all discussed this last month, but I'm really happy that there's a median and that we can, you know, kind of make that really look nice. And I'm really happy to see, since, you know, the trees lining both sides of the streets, you know. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this road kind of does for that area.
I think we had heard, and I think you may have been one of the people commenting about making this a unique area in Arlington, and I think the road needs to drive that. Yes, sir.
Other comments or questions? See none. All in favors? Say yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Opposed?
No one's opposed. That item passes.
Item B, Mrs. Owens.
Yes, sir. This is Resolution 2025-15, and this will be to authorize a contract, or to authorize the mayor to enter into a construction management contract with Grinder Tabor Grinder for Phase 2 of the Town Hall addition. Staff is available for any questions, and we also have the architect here.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Brooks, second by Mr. Biggs.
Discussion.
I think we've, not that anybody can't talk about, I mean, it's what we're here for, but I'm saying I think we've talked about this one quite a bit. But what we do need to do, correct me if I'm wrong, Mrs. Owens, is determine if we're going ahead and picking it now, or I mean, like the add-ons or the alternatives. Okay, I just want to make sure. So I just want to make sure everybody was clear on that. So, all right, I see a thumbs up. That's easy. So discussion.
I talked with Kathy today about it quite a bit, and, you know, it's 3 other add-ons on it. And if we're gonna ever do them, you better do them now, or you're gonna pay about 3 times more from what it's gonna cost. Especially, that's considering the equipment in here, it's considering the painting of the firehouse. I don't know whether they'll match it or whatever, that'll be up to you guys.
Complementing colors. Mr. Schrader's working with the architect closely on that.
And I think if I calculate right somewhere in the final cost is gonna be like about 2.2. And what I looked at, it'd probably be 2.5 if you do it piecemeal. You think that, Jeremy? So my opinion is, if we're gonna do it all at one time, and just go ahead and make that fire station look nice also.
I'm looking forward to, it not looking like we've had additions, you know, we've added on, added on, added on. So I'm really happy, that we went to paint all buildings. And so when you say complementing colors, I'm just curious kind of what you're thinking.
So as of this point now, where we're kind of at on the color scheme right now, and the plan is to kind of present 3 color schemes to you guys, so y'all can kind of decide. And so basically, what would probably happen, the best option would be whatever we pick for the town hall color scheme, we would choose one of the other color schemes, which are all kind of similar colors, all in the same family. You know, it's a kind of a grayish, I guess, for lack of better words. So you would complement it with colors in the same family, and sort of handle the main building probably the same way, but just maybe accent it in different colors. You know, it'll be a matter of kind of figuring out a good way to accent it without being an exact match, because I think an exact match could get a little mundane.
We do have the architects here also, if anybody has any questions for the architect.
I'm gonna just add, I'm gonna throw some dumb question on you, but, so the town hall, or whatever, I forgot that wording on our sign, that's gotta go, right?
Yes.
And what's the plan? I think you said on the corner.
I've also done a rendering on an additional, on a sign, so we're gonna use basically the same sign as the Welcome to Arlington signs, but instead of saying it's Arlington, Town of Arlington, it would say Arlington, Town Hall, and then the address underneath it, 5854 airline underneath. And the plan is to sort of put it out here with a landscaped area and a sidewalk, from the sidewalk sort of around it and then back to the building. It's kind of the plan. And the flagpole being incorporated into the signage.
So as a focal point between.
Because once the new building is constructed, we're gonna be right up at the setback line. So we really can't put, there's no room to put the sign in front of the building, so we're gonna have to move it over here into this open space. I think so too. I think it's gonna be a nice presence, and once we get the renderings completed, I'll be able to kind of send them out to everybody, so you can kind of take a look at where we're at and all that. Typically, you don't see wall signage on this.
Plus that close to the street.
Yeah, so I think just the ground sign would cover it.
What type of time?
Work on landscaping and those sort of things as far as plant selections and all of that. We'll show some kind of generic landscaping in the rendering, but, you know, ultimately Parks will make the decisions on plantings and stuff like that, just because, you know, that's more their wheelhouse than it is ours. Yeah.
What type of time frame are we looking at from after tonight? Michael, you want to, Michael, you, hey.
We're hoping to be in the new renovated building by.
Wait, this year?
Yes. That's quick. They're actually saying earlier than that, but realistically, we think it's gonna probably be.
Now, we will tell you that there's going to be some inconveniences. So Brittany and her staff will operate out of this room on folding tables. Up and down the hallway out front will be file cabinets that she and her staff will need to work out of. Jeremy and his staff will be relocating down to the Public Works building and working out of the conference room. So by vacating the
Well, I'm not discrediting anything that you just said or whatever, since they made the trip to come out here. I'd like to hear from you real quick. So come on up, real quick. So I mean, that's a pretty aggressive timeline, so if you,
Michael Terry with the Renaissance Group Architects, and to Kathy's point, we've had long discussions about how we can streamline this as much as we can, and the decision was made. Obviously, we handed the property over to the contractor, to give him the freedom to maintain a schedule that would be our best bet. So I think Kathy and Jeremy has worked out a great plan. It's not going to be fun for the staff, but it's going to be something that we hope is short-lived and be worth it at the end. There's really not, I mean, this particular part of the building, other than some parapet work and painting, it's not going to be affected, but the rest of the building is going to be a pretty major effect on it. So we need to kind of free it up and give the contractor a chance to, it is an aggressive schedule, it is.
I'm impressed. I admit that I'm impressed by that aggressive, 'cause
And it's one that Grinder Paper Grinder has agreed to.
yes.
I don't want to speak for them.
Well, no, I mean, I'm impressed, and I will be looking forward to that, so. Thank you both for being here.
Any other questions about any part of it that I could?
No, we're putting November in the minutes.
I would just like to say,
I got faith in you, you can do it.
I would just like to say, not to you, but Jeremy, Kathy, and I'm sure other people too, I mean, I know, but I appreciate the work that you guys have done to push us along, design a building, you guys design a building with their help that we come proud of, that our businesses can look at, that's what they're looking for when we come in Arlington. So anyway, I appreciate y'all.
We're hoping the rain's over.
Yes, we all are. Rain.
Yes.
Because they need to start working tomorrow.
So, yeah, so, I mean, I know we got a timeline somewhat, so like how aggressively, did I miss that? Are we starting? I mean, when are we starting to move stuff out?
We are pretty much ready to submit for code review, and that typically will happen rather quickly, so
Okay.
We'll sit down and have a pre-construction and discuss the timeline, and I'll probably start calling roofing companies tomorrow as well.
Okay,
so we're really, I want to say this, based on that schedule, we're really hoping for them to be free to start probably,
great.
that's what we're pushing.
That was the answer I was looking for, so I was,
Like, does the motion need to include all of that?
no.
No, I'm talking about all four.
I think the motion was, did you make, that was the recommendation that you made, right? I was just making sure that everybody understood the recommendation, that it had alternatives, and if anybody wanted to back anything out, we needed to talk about that, because it does have a set fee for that, and then it has the alternatives, so sometimes when you do bid alternatives, you gotta make sure it's clear. So, is everybody clear that, or any other comments first, questions, whatever? So, any other? Base bid, yes, base bid plus, I was trying to think what I was gonna tell him to say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Any other items? Do I have a motion to approve the bills for payment?
Motion.
Second.
Any objection? Item passes. Any other comments?
If you come back every month, can we get out this early?
This is actually almost a record for us, so.
We'll talk to mom and dad, okay?
We say good job.
I will, so.
Good job.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion. Oh, what, everybody's ready.
There's several motions.
Any objection? Meeting adjourned.
See, it's a little nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Yeah.
You did good, though.